Your 20s. The divide between your teenage years and your 20s is as clear as the border between North and South Korea. They might sound similar, but one is filled with misery and the other is filled with joy. So just before writing this, I was thinking of ideas for a new video for a while. A couple doom-abate ideas like fear of wasting time and how COVID ruined the world, and a few other similar things were all I could think of. My small chimpanzee brain then realised that I can only think about negative topics for videos. But why? It's almost like I instinctively try to write scripts about problems I am currently facing, like a lot of people my age having a quarter-life crisis in hopes of fixing them. When I realised this, I immediately started trying to think of positive ideas that would actually interest me. But obviously, we have been raised and conditioned to engage with sensationalism and negativity. But my little chimpanzee brain did not know what to do and went into meltdown. And then, the realisation hit. I don't actually know what makes me happy. Like sure, money does. And them early morning post-party drunk walks home, they hit like crazy. But they're just not fulfilling, to me at least. I just want to be good at something and succeed in it. You hear a lot of rich people say the same type of stuff. Once they're rich, they get bored and nothing fulfills them anymore. So a lot of them either do the same shit as Demi Lovato, or they try to excel in something, from businesses to charities or just like a personal hobby. Look at Zuckerberg.
Hey everyone, we are live from my...
He now trains MMA full time and is best friends with Volkanovski. Look at this man, how is he training MMA? Little freak victim lizard. My negativity itself isn't a problem, it's the lack of positivity that's concerning. Unless you're testing for HIV, then praise be to you. Like, all this stuff is clearly a side effect of society. We have been brought up in an age where sensationalism and fear-mongering are literally everywhere. My brain has essentially been trained to be drawn to negativity, as it is not only logical for survival, but because it sells. This is again something from our chimp brains, but it's instinctive for survival to engage with negative stuff, as it benefits you more to know about it so you can adapt to avoid it. Because of this, Gen Z is basically a government experiment with what the effects of social media does to developing brains. It makes you constantly compare yourself to the 1% of the 1% of people that are successful and live a perfect life. Surprisingly, this turns out to be unhealthy, who would have thought? Humans are literally not meant to do this. Our brains are not meant to live in the world that currently exists. What we are meant to do is hit animals with sharp rocks, fight each other, and fuck each other. That's how simple things could be. But now we are meant to sit at a computer for 9 hours, swipe Tinder until we match with a minibus, and be disappointed again, and donate to our favourite streamers.
So, you said America deserved 9/11. Did you mean that?
Yeah.
Innovation has made life more complex. But so much shit is unnecessary when you realise that we all want the same stuff. But everyone does this act to remain socially acceptable. Everyone wants to make easy money, everyone wants to fuck whoever they want, and everyone wants to be happy. Man or woman, or anything in between, it doesn't matter. We are all driven by the exact same urges. Bro, I promise you, the shyest girl at your work, she is craving getting head just as much as you. She is just less of a caveman about it. Money, security, and happiness. We're all after the same three things. If you've heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which you probably have, you already understand this. Obviously with a few more steps on what I'm saying, but you get the point. As time goes on, we are becoming increasingly less social as a species. If you walk around in public, people are on their phones, AirPods in, nerd-necking, looking down, scared to make eye contact with anyone in case someone nods at them, or even does that little awkward eyebrow raise thing that English people do, which is weird. Even at bus stops, train stations, everyone is just trying to pretend no one else exists. Small talk is a thing of the past, that only old people try to start up. Overall, it seems that confidence has been lost to be in uncomfortable social situations. How else are you going to learn to socialise fully when it's now normal to avoid socialising with randoms at any cost? Are people really that scared to make a fool of themselves to a stranger? Like there's no repercussions? Or are people just worried about everything being recorded and then uploaded to the internet without their knowledge? Like most of them street interview videos, you see, people don't even know they're being recorded for them. People use the Ray-Ban sunglasses with the hidden cameras in to record random interactions in public. Which is why a lot of these people are acting weird, because they don't know they're being recorded, so they just act normally. And most people aren't very normal. I don't think it's necessarily wrong that no one is comfortable to speak to strangers. I do it too, but it's just a sad reality of a side effect of technology. We are only becoming increasingly isolated, and it is harder to meet new people, especially as you get older and reach your 20s. This is even the case in university. I've sat in classes full of people, and it'll be dead quiet whilst we wait for the lecturer to come in. Everyone is too scared to speak to each other in case they stand out, because then they could become a social pariah for being different. How is this the reality for young adults, of all people, who aren't willing to socialise? Bro, like, what the fuck else would you do at uni? You're going to actually study? The saddest part is that this leaves everyone unprepared for actual adulthood. Life after 20 is when you're suddenly dropped into the deep end of the pool, but you still don't know how to swim. But it's also a pool of lemon juice, and you have 1,000 cuts all over your body. And you're also burning in hell, and R. Kelly is pissing in the pool. It's basically just horrible suddenly having serious responsibilities, and suddenly sparse amounts of guidance. If you were born in the early 2000s like me, then COVID likely bent you over, railed you in your arse raw, and then left you crying in your dark bedroom for 2.5 years.
Help me! I'm in so much pain!
Getting hit with the nastiest two-piece combo of COVID taking my freedom when I was 18, and then lacking true socialisation in person for multiple years, really did some permanent damage to a whole generation. Most people in their early 20s still feel like they're a teenager, as they never truly got the transitionary period needed to mature into the real world, as we were all locked inside gooning for 2 years. Being locked inside for years and suddenly coming back outside, and then being an adult all of a sudden is very weird. My own personal rock cocoon that ended in late to mid 2022 only did me harm. To this day I'm still annoyed and unable to move on from the effects of COVID. Truly, fuck that virus and that little odd dummy that ain't pangolin. Being completely self-responsible and self-disciplined is the hardest part of life, as suddenly there's no one around you to take responsibility and force you into a schedule. Want to wake up and goon or jog for 12 hours instead of job searching? Go for it. Only you will face the consequences.
I can't do it! I'm such a screw-up!
The sudden realisation that you need to find a job that A, doesn't make you want to off yourself, B, makes decent money, and C, doesn't make you want to off yourself is actually quite hard. You're essentially trying to find your purpose, whilst being poor and confused but still wanting to actually enjoy life and not live like a robot. I would rather be broke and enjoy my life than be a 9-to-5 office working slave that does nothing. Such a brave opinion. But lockdown made me realise how shit living isolated is, and I'm not trying to do that again. The only solution to this is just to try as many things as you can, to see what you like. It's just pure luck finding a hobby or career you actually enjoy. But 99% of gamblers quit before they win big, so you gotta keep going. Stay away from unrealistic shit on social media. It's all an act for engagement and it's unhealthy to consume. Go follow some hope core pages to treat your mental illness.